What is up? My name is Melissa McCack, and I'm here with my brother, Justin McCack.
Hey, everybody.
This is Room 51, where we talk all things board gaming, and today we are doing a not review of Tiny Epic Vikings.
Yeah, which isn't out yet.
Which is not out yet, yeah. So as the day that we are recording this, it is on its last day of Kickstarter, but probably by the time this will be out, Kickstarter will be done, although late pledges will probably be around,
sure,
stuff
yeah.
like that. But anyway, just a preface, I went all in on this game. I completely backed it, and I'm excited for the game.
Yeah, you are still backing this game.
I'm still backing this game, yes.
You intend completely on receiving this game. You have not pulled out of your pledge.
No, I have not, and I don't intend to.
And I'll actually also preface this with saying I probably would have backed this game if I knew you weren't going to back it. But I literally saw the Kickstarter. I was like, oh, I want this. Yeah. And then I said, Matthew's going to get it.
yeah. Because it seemed like Blood Rage in a little box. And I was like,
yes.
Thank you. That's all I ever wanted.
And I think that's an important preface because I think it's really good to be clear right at the start of this video. Yeah. You, at least, I'm going to say we in this situation, we still intend on giving Gamelyn Games money, our money,
my money,
for this game, and we intend on play. We might play this game on stream, and we might play other Gamelyn Games on stream.
Yes.
Gamelyn Games is not dead to us.
Yeah, they're not dead to us. I'm not trying to cancel, or we're not trying to cancel Gamelyn Games. We're not trying to cancel anybody. But this is going to be a reactions video. I'm going to react to some comments that I got on Kickstarter itself, because I made a comment on Kickstarter, on the Kickstarter page. And then it's going to be followed up by essentially just the idea of community building. Yeah. And how we kind of feel that Gamelyn Games, along with many other companies, we're just focusing on Gamelyn Games this video, kind of has dropped the mark, we think, in terms of building a non-toxic community.
I would go as far as to say they even missed the ball. They dropped the mark and missed the ball.
Shut up! First of all, I did not realize what I'm about to say here. So there was, picture coming up right here, that there was a picture or an art piece on a card that I felt was hypersexualizing this woman. I found it to be hypersexualized because of like the way the body was posed and everything. I mean, like her buttocks was out and like her head is in a way that is like not possible, I don't think. We have a cousin who's an archer, and she showed us how to, like, she showed us with the, first of all, bows are very hard to pull on. There is a weight. I'm like, it is tough to do.
It's a good workout.
It is a good
And then
workout.
like the weight of the bow itself is actually like heavier to hold out than
you would think.
I would think that is. Yeah.
Anyway, so anyway, I just felt like I don't think this is possible for a woman to do, and also I felt like it was like really, I felt it was hypersexualized because of that. I then commented on the Kickstarter, and I said this: I've been a fan of the Tiny Epic series for a long time and have always spoken highly of these games in my content creation. However, I'm beginning to notice a trend of hypersexualized female characters in your games. I'm referring to Tiny Epic Dungeons, which was the Kickstarter before this one, that received a lot of backlash, and we're going to get into that in a second. There's nothing wrong with having sexy women in games, but since we live in a time where women are hypersexualized and objectified, now is not the time for that. I'm curious as to what made you come to the decision to move forward with continuing this type of artwork and also not changing it when people have expressed being hurt by this artwork. I honestly just want to know why and what your thought process is. So that was my thing. That was my comment. Now, I got some comments back. And I will say I received 28 comments on this. And I will say that I have commented on other Kickstarters with various names, because I have all kinds of names. And I have never received this many comments. 28 is not like a whole lot or anything by any means, but it's a lot for Kickstarter, I feel like. Especially,
that's exactly what I was going to say. Do keep in mind that this is not like Facebook or another social media where somebody has a post and then comments.
Right.
This is Kickstarter, where really the comment a lot of times is meant for the publisher.
Yeah, and that was my thing. That, you know, like, yes, somebody even mentioned in another comment, like, I could have just emailed them if I had some sort of grief, and I was like, yeah, but I'm a pledger.
You didn't tweet at them. You didn't post something.
It's like I put this on Kickstarter because it's easier.
Yeah, this is a very normal space to have done this type of thing.
So that's why I did that.
In my opinion, at least.
So some of the comments I got were, what are you talking about? As far as I can tell, there is none of what you mean in this game. The art in dungeons was almost immediately changed. So I didn't even say anything about dungeons in my previous comment, though I alluded to it. But that's fine. I did allude to it. You say there is nothing wrong, and right after you say, it's not the time. The time for what? What are you seeing that I am not? I am 100% for progressiveness in games, but going after companies that aren't doing anything wrong and actually took steps to change really hurts the argument. I don't think that I was going after the company.
I agree with that. I don't think your comment did that, and I actually just realized finally what bugged me about this reply. Okay. Because I was like, man, a lot of that reply actually kind of stands. We have had this discussion a lot. If you disagree with us, please comment. Please talk to us.
Yeah.
We want to listen to you, and we just ask that you also listen to us also, but in the sense of like being heard. You know, maybe you won't agree with us. Maybe we will never agree with each other. Yeah. And that's what I realized just bugged me about this person's comment. They started out asking questions. I think that's great for a discussion. Yeah. You know, they said, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing? Mm-hmm. They said, there was another question in there that I'm forgetting now. What are you talking about? That was the other question.
What are you talking about?
And obviously these things, we're reading in a hostile tone a little bit.
Right.
But it could have been taken in like, oh, they're questioning what we're thinking about. And now I know what bugs me. They then end off with, you're going after a company that has done nothing wrong. Yeah. And that bugs me. Yeah. They literally were asking you, what are you seeing that I'm not? And then state, this company did nothing wrong. All that does is tell me, you don't believe me that I saw something wrong.
Right, yeah. Your questions weren't genuine.
They weren't genuine anymore. Yeah. You believe this is a company that did something, that hasn't done anything wrong, and you're delusional.
And then, you were belittling me.
Yes.
So I was not a fan of that comment. I did reply. I'm not going to get into that, but I'm going to show. I did get a reply from somebody from Gamelyn Games, which was cool. And they said, hello, Melissa. I am so-and-so, an owner and co-founder of Gamelyn Games. First, thank you for your enthusiasm for our series and taking the time to post your question. I really appreciate it. I want to address it myself. For starters, all the artwork in Tiny Epic series passes my desk for approval before being published. I'm particularly proud of the female representation in Tiny Epic Vikings and the stunning artwork of so-and-so, the game's illustrator. She has truly captured a wide array of femininity, strength, kindness, ferocity, beauty, age, body, nationality, and skill. By the way, I'm not reading anybody's names because just for privacy purposes, though I know you could probably find them on your own.
But also very much, if you're watching this video and you do care, please don't try to find any of this and
I don't want you to attack anybody. That's not what this is about.
This is not to generate momentum towards any of this.
Yes, no, this is not. Yeah. Okay, so she continues. We've decided to not change any of the artwork because we are happy with the well-rounded representation of the collective work. I've put together this gallery showing all the artwork of the women of Tiny Epic Vikings to better illustrate that because not all of the artwork is easily seen on the Kickstarter page. I am really happy that they took the time to give me the gallery because that is what ultimately allowed me to feel okay to back this game.
Yeah, I would actually say that it is interesting. The picture does stand out amongst the rest just in terms of when you do look through the images. I remember I was sitting down with my girlfriend actually looking through images, and because we didn't see the one you sent yet, and we straight up were really like, what the hell are you talking about? All of it looks very, very, very good. It's quite good.
I liked it. I didn't see an issue with it. I don't know if others had seen an issue with it. It was really just this one card.
Right.
And so there was that. My issue with this was pretty much she didn't answer my question. Like, your company has been hurting people since Tiny Epic Dungeons. And you continued with this artwork anyway. And then your response, and when I asked, like, what your thought process was and, like, why you went with this, your answer was, because I liked it. Like, I was happy with it.
And I guess that is the process. Like, for them, I mean...
But, like, why? Why were you happy with it? Why are you... Because the other thing is, they made notion, not this person, well, it might have been this person, I don't know. But I remember seeing somewhere, like, we are not changing the artwork or anything, right? And I was like, oh, okay, that's a little, all right. You're a
little straightforward.
Okay, very well. And then I just want to read off one more. Hypersexualized, objectified, a.k.a. body-shaming woman for their fitness level that is different from your own. You don't know me. You have no idea what I look like. I am fit as heck.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, not that I'm a woman, and neither of us are, though I am perceived as a woman many times, and sometimes a young boy.
And also, to be fair, for a long time of your life.
Yes, I presented as a woman, right?
Yeah.
There's that as
so
well.
You've had a lot of experience in that category.
And I've been very fit. I mean, I'm not going to show pictures or anything, but, like, you know, no, I'm not body shaming women. I don't think I'm body shaming women by saying that this is hypersexualized.
And it's interesting. We were having this discussion before, and something that I've had a discussion with my girlfriend, our other sister, and
other sister,
our sister, and it is a tricky concept. It's something that I know for me, talking about, like, sexism, feminism, any of those types of things on the internet. I definitely don't feel comfortable in any way to champion these things. It's just because it's something that I've never personally experienced. It's not something that I can fully understand. And I really I think I see the two sides of the coin of not wanting to hypersexualize, but also not wanting to do, like, not wanting to shame anybody either for how they want to present themselves and how they might want to draw, you know, do you follow what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I totally get it. I still just don't think that now is the time for that because of the way women have been objectified and hypersexualized in this picture. The body is contorted in a way that, like, it's just not possible. I'm sorry, it really isn't. Like, I mean, her buttocks is legit out, you know, and, like, long flowing hair, and I don't know if I don't know how Viking women dressed. I would imagine they wouldn't want hair in their face while at war.
It is interesting. This is it's a goddess, I believe, correct?
This is a goddess.
And I do wonder how the goddess might have been presented in I have no idea.
No idea.
That. I would like to
I really don't know.
But
in this game, I felt that. Now, this brings us to community building.
Right.
I received toxicity. Or at least I was made to feel belittled with... Now, this was just a few of the comments. I was made to feel belittled and as though, like, I'm this crazy person who's, like, calling out sexism when there's no sexism to be had because it's cool or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and really, people watching here that might be super about women's rights, all these things, might really just see the picture and be like, not gonna lie, Matthew, I think you overreacted on this one. I think this one was okay. That is fine. That is okay.
Yeah.
That's not the problem here.
Right.
That idea of disagreement, that's not the problem here. It's not. It's the fact that you got a lot of these messages that were really trying to. They weren't, like, being strongly attacking you, but they were a bit hostile.
They were hostile. There was hostility there.
I think that was my biggest problem with the Gamelyn Games comment. They thanked you for your question. They did all that. They did nothing to call out the people commenting like this to you. And they did nothing to say, also, everybody,
chill.
Let's call it here. Call it here. And when you're running a community, and I know content creators run communities. Okay,
Yep.
we run a small little community. We have tens of followers. That I do want to give Jordan Plays Blue credit that I stole that from him. That is his joke.
Oh, really?
Yes, that is his joke.
You know what? I think you're right.
That is his joke. Check him out.
He is dope.
He's awesome. But so content creators are very liable for their communities.
Yeah.
If somebody from, I'm going to say the Brothers Murph, if they started saying some hate speech or anything to us, I mean, first off, I'd cry.
Same.
But I already know the bros. They're not going to stand for something like that.
Like, that's not going through. That's not happening. It's going to be stopped.
I know that community is going to have respectful speech, and I know here in Room 51, it is expected that our community is going to have respectful speech to each other. Companies, a lot of times, get away with this a little bit. But board game publishing companies, in my opinion, not as much. They are on social media a lot. They have these comment sections on Kickstarter.
Yes.
They need to start watching their communities a bit.
Yeah.
They need to. Gamelyn Games needed to call it out with Tiny Epic Dungeons.
They
the
did.
hate that this person got, the messages that they showed online that they received.
Yeah. We're talking about, so Tiny Epic Dungeons, where somebody made a comment, a very prominent person in the board gaming industry made a comment saying about the hypersexualization of the female characters in Tiny Epic Dungeons, and she got hundreds of comments.
It was insane. And that was one of those moments. A lot of times, I know that companies do PR stunts. I know that they do. I understand that they put out statements that are just purely PR stunts. This is one of those times where a company is literally able to just put out one of those PR statements, literally just call for it to stop. Be like, please do not message any other people that just like this. Never do that. Just call it out.
Yeah.
It's more effective than you think. It does not look good for you when these really staunch fans, really loyal customers to you are going out and attacking people that are trying to discuss your game. That looks really bad, and it is up to you to stop this. It is on you as well.
Especially, like, I'm a customer.
Exactly.
I pledged. I pledged to help make this game happen. Like, come on. And then, like, the board gaming hobby doesn't need any more toxicity. We all love games, you know? Like, that's what it should be bringing us together. And instead, like, you know, you make a comment about something and it's like, all hell breaks loose. It's crazy.
Your comment came from your love for games.
Yes.
You were asking something about this game, wondering if there was improvement there.
Yeah.
That's what it was, really.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, publishing companies really need to take it seriously, I think, in terms of, you know, building a non-toxic community, an open one, and it's okay to disagree. Like, I don't care if you disagreed with me. I don't care if you thought, like, I'm being ridiculous, that this character is not hypersexualized. Maybe for you it wasn't. Maybe for me it was. I don't know. But we could say it in a way that isn't so rude or belittling or anything like that. And that was not the intent of my comment. I don't know if it came across that way. I hope it did not come off as hostile. I really wanted to know, like, why were you continuing with this if it's hurting your fan base?
Yeah. Sometimes you have to realize, oh, this is my community. Let me make sure I'm moderating things.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't see why you wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been not a review of Tiny Epic Vikings, which I am actually really excited about. This has been Room 51. We will catch you next time.